Hello, it's James from JRTBs. Today is September the 3rd, and it's a beautiful day, 70 degrees, blue sky, and it's been a long time since I made a video. Actually, 2 months, pretty much all of July and August. And here in New Jersey anyway, the summer was brutally hot all through July, August. Pretty much up until about a week and a half ago, it broke and started, becoming nicer, cooler weather. And when it wasn't hot, it seemed like it was pouring rain. So I really didn't do much over those 2 months with the bees. They all have honey on them, so I knew they weren't going to starve. I just made sure they all had brood, so they're all queen right. And really, typically I don't do much those months. It's just too hot. The bees get kind of cranky. Normally there's a dearth, usually mid-July into like mid-August. But this year I didn't really see much of a dearth. I usually put some honey out up by the barn, and I'll know right away, within that day. If there's a dearth, the bees will find it, and they'll be all over it. And if they ignore it, then I know that they're bringing nectar in from somewhere else. And they pretty much ignored it. I kept trying every week. There was one week where they were coming to the honey a little bit, and taking that back. So, but it was very, very minor, if there was a dearth at all. I don't know if it was all the rain. That's what I'm thinking. We never had a drought. Normally in August, the lawns die and we don't have to mow the lawns for a while. Everything dries up, but not this season. There's actually been a lot of seasons lately where it just has been wet. But the really only thing I have done in the past month was about 3 weeks ago. I pulled out all my deep drawn out comb that I have. I keep it in the refrigerator in the barn. I had 1, 2, 3, I think I had 3 deeps full of drawn comb, 10 frames, and then I had a couple medium drawn out combs. So I just went to the biggest colonies, the ones that looked like the biggest to me, and they could definitely use some room. And especially with those hot days, I'm sure your bees were bearding all over the front. Mine were even, like some of those big ones, even at night they were out there. So what I did was I put drawn comb on those biggest colonies and labeled it fall honey, because this year that's what I'm trying to see if I can get some of that dark, rich fall honey. I could definitely smell it, probably like the last week and a half to 2 weeks. I could start smelling that. They say it's like dirty sock smell. There is goldenrod blooming. There's some more varieties just starting to bloom, and I think they're the main varieties that give them the most nectar. But I could definitely smell it, but I'm not sure yet if it's coming in. But that was my goal, to try and get some fall honey. I did take some spring honey, just enough to get it off and give them room to make it this far. But I did leave, I left a full super, completely full, 40 pounds, sealed from like May, the first box that they filled. I labeled it. They're all labeled, leave for winter. And every single colony has a full 40-pound box of honey, as long as they didn't eat it this month. That's why I'm going to check this now. But that's what I want to leave them for winter. And this way I could take some fall honey, and then I overwinter with a single medium and a single deep. I also want to feel their weight and see if they're storing anything in their deep. It could be mostly brood. It usually is 7, 8 frames of brood, maybe 6 or 7 this time of year. And 1 or 2 pollen frames and maybe 1 honey frame. They're pretty good at, pushing all the honey up. But to get them over winter, they can't. I don't just leave them with a super full. I want 40 pounds in the super, and I want like 35 to 40 pounds of honey or sugar syrup in the deep. So I want them to weigh like 80, 90, even 100 pounds going into winter. And then I put sugar bricks on top as well, just to make sure. But so that's what I'm going to do today. I haven't been in the bees since I put these supers on, so I'm curious to see if there's any nectar coming in. So I'm going to take you guys into a couple here. These are in the sun up here, so these are the most active colonies so far. And like, here's a deep. This one's leave for fall. That one should be full, and this was an empty I put on about 3 weeks ago. Fall. This is a fall super I put on these 3. This one's full, leave for fall, and I under supered, which was a kind of a pain in the neck this season. All the full 40-pound boxes are at the top. So here's another one, leave for winter, fall. So every time I go into a colony, I have to pull those heavy boxes off. But I don't know. I think I'm trying it this year, and hopefully it'll be worth it. But this one here is, this was in July. It was 3/4 full, and this was a brand new super full of comb. So we're gonna check that one first and see if they're bringing anything in. They're definitely busy, and I've been seeing them bringing yellow pollen in. But there's a field corn field, an 1/8 of a mile away. They usually do field corn and soybeans, and they switch every other year. This year it's field corn, and they do typically bring a lot of that crappy yellow pollen. I don't know how much it really helps them, but if they can find pollen, they're going to bring it. Alright. Might as well pull the inner cover. So you really feel the weight of this top box. It should be full. Capped honey. Yeah, I'll show you if you can see. They typically, there's a lot of bees in there, but it's all capped. It's been like that since May. So I'm assuming that, having them on the hive, I know someone said, why don't you just pull them off and store them, and then, put them back on in the fall. I think the safest place is on the hive to keep hive beetles and wax moths and stuff like that away. Oh, yep. Every bit of 40 pounds. My back has been bothering me lately, so that's another reason I haven't been doing too much. But this time of year, I don't do too much. It smells so good. So this is the second one down. I'm going to pull one out and see what we got. Looks like it's full. Sorry about my arm. Yeah. It's a little bit darker. This is more what I would call summer. My summer honey. It's not as light as the spring honey, which is almost clear yellow. But this one is looking pretty full. Let's check an end. There's still some room there. That side's full. But every one of these frames, this one looks the same. I'm going to turn it around in case there's a flow they want to fill it up. See this side, it's full and this side is all open. So I'll turn that one around. They probably won't touch it, but all right, let's get down to that bottom empty box and see if they're doing anything. These girls definitely aren't starving. Yep, this box is heavy. Yep, this one is just. After a while, you can feel the weight, but that one's a little 5 pounds lighter than that top one. That top one there's not an open cell in that top one. All right, let me make sure you can see. Let's just start here on the outside and see what they did. These were all drawn out frames. This one's empty. Still drawing that side out a little bit. There's some fall nectar they're putting in there. Little bit on that side. We really only got about another 2 weeks, 2 full weeks. That's when I typically pull everything. There's some weight on that one. There's the fall nectar. Obviously it's not capped. They're starting to cap it. This frame maybe half full. So there's definitely some nectar coming in. But in 2 weeks, all this is going to come off. And this one's got some weight. It's half full. That's all new nectar. So when I pull this off, I'm going to have to run a dehumidifier and dry it down a bit. I'll check it with the refractometer, but yeah, this has got some nectar in it. I'm hoping the next 2 weeks. Let me show you this. This is the later variety of goldenrod right here. See, it's just starting to bloom. This is the one that we've been waiting for. I don't know what it's called, which one. There's been goldenrod blooming for over a month. And I was told that those early blooming varieties don't offer much nectar. It's this one here that's going to start blooming. Well, this one already did start blooming. I see it all over the place now. That's the one that's going to really hopefully bring in some nectar. So that's a little bit of a different color, like a summer. Like they probably were bringing that in the last 2 weeks when I put these on, but it's got some weight. But again, I will be pulling all these off, all the supers. Some dark nectar in that one. So it's definitely begun. And yeah, I'm hoping that ramps up here in the next 2 weeks. Bring it in. But I'll pull everything off except for the deep, where the queen is and all the brood, and that one heavy fall winter super that I left them. And I'll make another video, but this one's empty. I'm going to move it more towards the middle. I'll make another video, but I use Apivar in the fall, and I'll be putting that on, taking all the honey off that I'm going to keep, and that one super I'm leaving for them will go on with the Apivar down in the deep. 2 strips. I'll leave the queen excluder on for now to keep her down there, keep all the brood down there. The top box will be full of honey, and then that's 42 days, and then I'll put a feeder on and it, over the top, and we'll feed them and let them build up that deep with some honey. I'm going to pull this off. I want to feel how heavy the brood chamber is. Let's see if they've got honey down there. Yeah, there's maybe 20 pounds in there. You can see how many bees there are. They're in a good mood today too. Alright, I just used 2 fingers. Yeah, there's nothing. That's probably all brood, bee bred, and that's about it. There's not much honey down there at all. So they'll, I'm sure they'll be eating some of this honey out of this box over the next 2 weeks. But they're definitely not going to starve. But yes, so that's why I'll put the feeder on and I'll give them some sugar syrup. But I just normally it would just be the deep and a super might have, a little bit of honey in it. That I extracted some and I left like the wet honey, and I'd put it back on, and then I'd have to feed them literally like 80 to 90 pounds, to get them up to weight. And the sugar is not cheap. So that's why I'm trying this year. I know sugar's cheaper than honey, but I've got a lot of spring honey left over from 2023, from last year. And I pulled a lot off already this year. It's the fall honey. I don't have much left. I've got 2 buckets of fall honey from last fall. Actually from the fall before. Last fall I didn't take any, so it's still good. It doesn't go bad, but a lot of customers like that fall honey, and we're going to try and get some. Alright, let me get these back together. I'm going to check one more. Alright, so there's definitely nectar coming in. This one was a little different. This colony was really big, and I found brood above the queen excluder. So I moved it. Let me move you over here. I gotta work over there. So I moved some of that brood onto another colony. I found the queen below, and there was another colony that needed, they were making a queen and they were having trouble, so I fixed that colony by moving the super over. I couldn't find the queen, but I knew she was in there, and it worked. So that colony is good, and I found this queen, kept her down below, this queen excluder. And there was 3 supers on this one. I took 2 off with the brood, and I put a full super of empty comb. This one, I just broke my inner cover. I got it glued down so good. Wow. I'll show you. This is why I'm not going to notch mine anymore. It broke right there at the weak spot at that notch. And that notch right there, I had 4 colonies this year with queens above the queen excluder. And I'm convinced they're virgin queens that come out. And when they come back, they go in that upper entrance. Real pain in the neck. So I'm going next year. I'm going to have no upper entrances. Wow, this colony really glued stuff down. You can tell it's been a while. All right. Oh, Yep, this is the really heavy one. Whew. They are heavy. I see some dark honey right there on top. Some dark nectar and honey. But yeah, I'm gonna go no upper entrances, and what I did was I pulled the top cover tight against all those notches once I figured out that there was brood everywhere, to close them off. And I don't think the bees mind. Even through that heat, I had them all closed, those upper entrances, and they're all still here. Not much in that frame. There's some nectar. So they tend to, those big deep, or the top super full of honey, they like didn't touch it. They know it's there. Since spring, it just sits there and they save it and take care of it. This is heavy. Yeah, they're working it. Starting to cap it. It's a heavy frame. This side's pretty much full. Oh boy. We still have brood. Brood above. So now I gotta start looking for a queen, and I didn't bring a clip with me. Yeah, we can't have two queens, but man, I've run into this a lot. All right, well, if you want to hang out, I'm going to run back up, grab a clip, because if I find her, I'm going to have to go into the deep too and make sure that queen is still down there. I'll be right back. All right, thanks for watching the bees. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe this queen excluder is bent. It's a metal queen excluder, I don't know. This is light, it's all full of larvae and eggs. Gotta find her. I'm assuming. I'm not looking for a mark, I'm just looking for a queen. This is all full of eggs. I have no idea how this happened, because this was a brand new box of just comb that I put on top of the queen excluder. So, and then I had that full box of honey on top. It makes no sense. Some more capped brood. Where are you, girl? Capped brood. Always something different with beekeeping. That's what makes it fun. I'm just really looking hard. Also still seeing a few drones, but they're definitely kicking them out. There's not nearly as many drones. You got these glued down at the bottom. Eggs. Queen could be anywhere. There she is. She's a beautiful queen. I actually grabbed the marking stuff because I don't know if there's one down below. We're gonna find out, but I'm gonna mark her. Get her in there. Okay. I mean, she's doing a good job up here. Well, I really like this green color. I don't know which color I liked best yet. Let's see if you can see. Let's get her. Good green mark on her. The green, like, it dries, and it dries not as green. I'm gonna set her up here by the smoker. All right. Well, there's a lot of brood up in this box, and I wanted fall honey, so I kind of wasted that. I got the queen out of there now, so that'll backfill, but some of that brood, the cap brood, will hatch, in time to pull this super off. But all those eggs, there's going to be cap brood when I pull this off. I might have to leave this box on. Then I can't put the apivar in. Okay, we're gonna have to go down and see if there's a queen down below. Let me move you back here a sec. Oh, tip this one up. Some drones here. A little flighty. I'll move you in a second. Just getting the queen excluder off here. I'm going to check it out. It looks pretty good to me. I'm really careful with them. Just looking down each row and seeing if there's anything bent. And I don't see anything. Looks fine. Alright, let me get you closer. Let's see if there's brood down here. There's definitely bees. I think I can get this one out first. The easiest. And also, make the to have the apivar work, you got to put it where the brood is. So for some reason the queen got into that second box. Yeah, I got to know that for that treatment. Oh, empty. Empty on the outside. Some honey band. I'm looking for eggs. I don't see any eggs there. This might be sneaky queen. And I could have sworn, I gotta look in my notes, but that one I released down here was green. Very weird. So no sign of a queen yet down here. I see. I think I see eggs. No eggs on this side. Hard to see, but yes. There's eggs. I don't see a queen. So another colony with 2 queens. That's so weird. You don't hear about that very often, but yep, there's eggs. Let's see if we could find her, see if she is green. A solid frame full of eggs. So this queen is doing good. So is the one above. So we have some eggs here. So what I might do, I have the top queen out. I could sacrifice her. I mean, I don't want 2 queens in here going into winter. Very light. All eggs. Sorry for the long video. This was going to be a quick one. There's some capped brood. There she is. I knew it. She's green. She's beautiful. And that dot actually stayed. I don't know if you could see her there. Where's my finger? There she is. So she's beautiful. And she's got this laid up big time. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit here. It's getting tight in here. So, you know what? Let me see, where was she? This side? Yeah. I'm going to catch her just to keep her safe. So that's the queen we want. I'm going to leave her right on the frames. So eggs, now I got to go through. Smoker, come on. Eggs and larvae I want to leave down in the bottom, and anything capped I could put above, and that'll all be hatched out. So that's got some capped. It also has eggs though. So that one's got to stay. Didn't expect to do this today. It's all got eggs and some capped. Yep, she's back filling everything. There's no honey down here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, there's no weight in this bottom box as far as honey. This one's got some weight. There's that yellow corn pollen. You can see it in there, here and there. That's some capped. There's also some larvae. I'm just looking for eggs. If there's no eggs, I could move this one up. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see any eggs in this one yet. So let me put that one to the side for a second. 2 left in here. Watch out, girls. So essentially 2 colonies divided by a queen excluder. There's all capped. Yeah, she's doing good. That can go up above. See what this end one is. Just pollen. There's all that yellow corn pollen, and it could be other pollen too. It's a mixed oranges, yellows, light white. It seems like, at night they all come back and they all got that bright yellow pollen. So this one can go up. So now I got to go through, get the brood out of this other colony. I'm just going to mix them and they'll figure it out. Yeah, this one's got some honey in it, so that can stay. It's got honey. Just the eggs I gotta move. That's got all brood and honey, that can stay. Capped brood I'm leaving. On the top, it's the eggs and larvae, like this one here. It's all eggs and larvae. It's all eggs and larvae. So that one we'll put down here. You figure it should be fine combining because they've been smelling each other this whole time. This is all capped, and then there's some open larvae. So this should all hatch out in 2 weeks. Leave that. This is all eggs. So that one we'll put down here. It's a nice big colony. These are all winter bees too. Making now. Sorry, girls. And I think that's probably it. That's all honey. There's another brood. Just going to put it down here. We got room. So let's see, what do we got here? Yep, this is just pollen. That can go with one. This is all capped brood. I have room for 2 more frames. I might as well put it in here. Make some room. It smells so good. Love the smell this time of year. Let's see. And this is brood. Cap brood, and yeah, the next one's honey and stuff. So I'll shake these bees to make it easier to get it in. So now we've got 10 frames of brood. This colony is going to be in good shape, and checking the other boxers. I got this one frame with some capped brood surrounded by honey. So that's the only frame of brood that ended up being in the top because I moved brood frames down. So we're gonna let this original queen go. See if she comes out of there. Where are you, girl? I'm looking in there. See, I see green. Oh, she's in there. Come on. Come on. Sometimes they don't want to come out. She's still in there. You can go, girl. Shake him a little. Try to get her out. She's right there. Come on. There she goes. Go ahead. Ah, she almost came out. Come on. There's so many other bees trying to talk to her and feed her and stuff. There she goes. I had to shake her out. Holy moly. That took a long time. Okay. I got this other queen. She's marked now, but I don't need her. I don't need her anywhere. I don't want her in that top box. So let's get the queen excluder back on. Put this back on. The rest of these frames in. No brood in there. I don't think there's any chance that they make queen cells up above because there's no eggs. Just checking again to make sure there's no eggs, and there's not. So, it should be fine, but you never know with bees. They're all humming real loud because the queen is gone. These frames are almost empty, so should be ready now for the fall flow. It's coming in now. I should be able to fill this right up, and then I could take it off before I do the aphivar. All right. Now I got to get the heavy box back in. Oh, these are so heavy. Whew. Okay. Put this broken inner cover back on. The way I overwinter them, they all come off, so I'll be taking them off. I'll fix that. I think I'm going to fill in all those little notches in the off season. All right. Well, I guess it's a good thing I checked, and hopefully I fixed that one now. And we'll see we'll see what the next 2 weeks bring. If we get any fall honey. Well, let's see, down here I got I'm going to try to overwinter these 5/5/5. I got 2 of them. I'm going to try to overwinter them just like that. They're full of honey. And here I got a deep that I put on empty for fall. This was a super that I put on, one with the handles, empty. And then here's another super I put on. This was a big colony. So hopefully I get some fall honey this year. But yeah, they're all pretty busy. It just smells so good in the apiary. You can smell it from pretty far away. I make sure the bear fence is working every night before I go in. But I love that smell, the fall honey. And I love the taste of the fall honey too. It's really good. We'll pull this out of their way. Growing some weeds here. But yeah, I'm sorry for the long video. I thought this was going to be a quick video just to check on the nectar. And now, I don't know, I don't need a queen. She's a good laying queen. Not sure what to do with her. They're all queen right. This was the last one. That's the one I was working on. They didn't have a queen, and I went in last week and found the new queen. I marked her, but by the time I released her, they had all the green paint off of her, so she has no mark on her. But that's a new queen from, well, she probably just got mated 2 weeks ago. But everything else is queen right. Yeah, it's a shame. She's a good queen. It's too late to start another colony. I mean, I could make a split, but yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll pull a little 5-frame nuke, put her in there and see if they make it through the winter, but probably not. Alrighty. Hope you're doing well with your bees, and hopefully you're going to make some fall honey wherever you guys are. And thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.